Hello, everybody. Dr. Joe here, and welcome, my fellow Rustaceans, to the first video in the series on Rust. Today, we're going to get started with I want to show you how to get Rust installed, connect it into VS Code, and we're going to run us a small demo project. You may be asking, well, what is Rust? I'm glad you asked. Well, Rust is a systems programming language that is known for a few things. It's known for speed, memory safety, and strong compiler checking. Before we can really start to learn Rust, though, we need to make sure we get a working development environment set up. So by the end of this video, you should be able to open Visual Studio Code, create a Rust project, write some code, and run it from the terminal. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you navigate on over here to Rust. And so this is rust-lang.org/tools/install. And they have a few different options here, of course, for Windows. And it should auto detect. I tried this on a Mac operating system, and it did a different page. Say, oh, hey, it looks like you're on Mac. But then there's also if you have Windows subsystem for Linux, and they have, of course, some other things here. But I'd make sure to download the appropriate thing there. The recommended way that people would say that you should use Rust is using a tool called rustup. And rustup is essentially a tool that manages your compiler. It manages something called cargo, and it also manages updates for you. And so that's kind of the preferred way to do it. Now, with Mac or Linux, there's a command you can typically run that would show up on the website here. I'm on Windows though, so typically you just use the installer unless you're using the Windows subsystem for Linux, and you should be able to once you have installed Rust, which I already have that. I should be able to say rustc -- version. Let's see, it may take us a second here, and perfect. So you see, I have version 1.95.0. And then, so that's good. So that shows that we have the Rust compiler installed. And now I also could do cargo version, and that may take a second to run. But that's going to check to see if we have cargo installed, which is Rust build system and package manager. So it handles things like creating projects, building code, running code, downloading dependencies, managing packages. So that's very, very important. So what we'll do now at this point, if you've gotten it downloaded, followed the instructions on the installer, it's super easy. If you just keep the default options, which will add it to your path and things like that, you just hit enter and then it installs, and then you hit enter again. So that's good there. Now we should be able to navigate on over here to VS Code and go on over to our extensions. And we should be able to look for Rust Analyzer, which is the preferred extension here. Perfect. So this one right here. And we'll hit install there, which we'll say yes, I will trust that. Now, this gives us Rust language support in VS Code. So it has things like autocomplete, error checking, refactoring tools, helpful hints while we write code. VS Code's actual Rust documentation recommends Rust Analyzer as the preferred extension. There are one or two other ones, but I believe some of those have been deprecated now. So I definitely check that out. So it should be good there. Installed, perfect. Let's open this up another terminal here. Okay. We should be able to say cargo new Rust demo. Perfect. So you see here, this is creating us a binary Rust demo package. And then we should be able to just say cd Rust demo to navigate into it. And you see this is all down here in the terminal. And I should be able to say code period. And this should now open us up a window. I don't need this agent view over here. I don't need the welcome message. But you see here, we're now in this Rust demo folder, which I'll zoom in here a little bit more so you can see this better. So you see, of course, right now this is untracked. But you see here, I have a get ignore by default. So you see we have a target in there. You see we have a debug subfolder. We have an info here, a little JSON file. We have a cache directory source. And so we have kind of this whole project that got created for us just using cargo right there. Now, cargo creates, whenever you do something like this, it creates a basic Rust project with a cargo toml file and a source/main.rs. And rs is our Rust extension there. Now, this is the standard Rust starting point for a new package. Now, if we wanted to, we could open our Rust file here. So you see we have a function called main. It prints out a line, hello world. So we should be able to now just say, okay. Let's go ahead to our terminal here. Let's let this load up here. Perfect. I should be able to say cargo run, compiles the package here, and then you see we get our output right here. Hello world. Sweet. Isn't that cool? So cargo actually goes through, compiles your program. You see it even says in the deal, hey, I'm compiling this, and then it actually runs it for you. So this right here shows you that you now have Rust, Cargo, and VS Code all working in unison together. But this is a little bland, right? Let's make this project a little more interesting. So let's kind of replace some of the code here. So I'm going to say let name equals Rust learner. We'll say let score equals 92. We'll say print line. We'll say welcome. Do a starting quote here. You're welcome. We'll say name. Print line. We'll say your Rust setup score is as such, and then we'll say score. Perfect. So we've got essentially a couple of variables here. We got ourselves a print line going on. I'm going to then say if our score is greater than or equal to 90, we'll open up a curly brace. I'll say print line. I'll say excellent. Your Rust environment is ready to go. Perfect. We close out the quote there. Yes, we did. Then I'll say else. We'll open up another curly brace. I'll say print line. I'll say keep checking your setup as such. Okay. So we have that. Let's save that. Perfect. I'm then going to go in here and we'll say cargo run. Compiles. So it says here, okay. So here we go through. We get our first line. Welcome Rust learner. Your Rust setup score is 92. And then, of course, we got our check there where we went down the first branch and it said, excellent, your Rust environment is ready to go. So cool things here, we used variables in this code example here. Let me kind of manipulate this so you can kind of see a little better. So we use a few things. We use variables, printing output, and writing a basic conditional statement here. One thing you'll notice about Rust is that the compiler is very involved in your work. Rust tries to catch problems early before your program runs. That can make it feel a little strict at first, obviously, but it's one of the big reasons people really come to love the language. So let's intentionally break something here. Let's change our score here. And notice here it's actually telling you we can actually modify this here, right? Integer 32 or say it's going to be a string. Let's actually change our score. I want to make it equal to 92 as such. Okay. Now let's save and let me go down here. Let me clear my terminal. Let me say cargo run now. You see I get an error here. It says mismatched types. Of course, you see we have a little line here, of course, starting on line 8 where we have our little squiggly. It says, hey, this expected a string but found an integer. Okay. And you see here, it has a line here, expected string, found integer. So this actually tells us it's complaining because we're trying to compare a text to a number there. And this is a great moment for you to see. Rust compiler is not just telling you something broke, it actually points you to the exact issue. So let's change this back now, make it 92. And then we can, of course, run again. Ooh, way down there. There we go. And so that guy's fixed. There again, we're back in business, so to speak. So in this video, this showed you how to install Rust, making sure that you confirmed your installation worked with both Rust, the compiler, and Cargo. I showed you how to add Rust support into VS Code, how to create a project with Cargo, and how to run your first Rust program. In our next video, we can actually start looking at the basics of Rust syntax, things like variables, mutability, functions, and ownership. Rust can definitely feel a little different at first, especially if you're coming from Python, JavaScript, or C++. But once the pieces start clicking, it becomes a really powerful language to learn, and it's becoming really, really popular in the world of AI and machine learning. That's it for this one, Rust Stations, and happy coding.